Hi everyone, today's tutorial is how to create a stained glass effect on your cake. Now I'm using a cake dummy and I've wrapped it with white fondant. And I'm using a modeling tool with a thin tip. Now what I'm doing is I started with tracing the design that I want on the cake. This gives you a guideline and helps you decide and know where you're going to put your chocolate. It also helps to minimize mistakes and smudges. I'm using Choco Ritas in milk chocolate. You can also melt chocolate yourself and put it in a piping bag. But I had some leftover Choco Ritas, so I thought I'd use it. Now first start out with the frame of your cake or your design. It's always best to use a turntable because it helps a lot with your wrist, especially if you want it to just be nice and smooth. Make sure that the frame of your design is thick because you don't want the sugar to leak out or run out of the frame. And then begin tracing your design. Working with chocolate is a little bit tricky. You have to work fast because when it starts to harden, then it becomes harder to pipe and you can make more mistakes and smudges. That's why having a pre-design on your cake helps a lot. When you're happy with your design, make sure you pop it into the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes until it has fully hardened before you begin the next step. Next step is the colored sugar. I made 1 cup sugar with a 1/4 cup water. Then I added some green to make some green sugar syrup, some blue, a little bit of red, a little bit of yellow, and I just have some extra white plain sugar syrup for backup. And you also need spoons. When your chocolate has hardened, start coloring them in. What I'm doing is I'm just dropping drops on the fondant. You don't want to put too much sugar because it will overflow. And later, using a brush, you can just slightly spread it nicely. So as you can see, I'm starting with red. And using the clear sugar syrup, I'm just filling in the gaps. And see how the sugar just gently combines to give it that two-tone effect. And then just using a brush, nicely spread it. I'm doing the same concept with the leaves. I'm just putting a bit of yellow and I'm mixing it with the green sugar syrup. The ratio of the sugar I will put in the comments below so you can see how much of each color of sugar syrup that I have. And this is also to give it a two-tone effect. And now what I'm doing is I'm adding the blue. So I'm just putting it all over the cake. Make sure you get all the little corners. What I'm doing now is I'm just filling everything up with the clear sugar syrup. Making sure I don't miss anything. It has to be fully covered in sugar, otherwise you will see bubbles and holes. And then it won't be nice. Using a brush, I'm just gently spreading the sugar, making sure that everything is fully covered and it reaches all the little corners. Make sure you pop it back into the fridge for at least an hour until the sugar has fully hardened. I did mine for 2. And there you have it. Stained glass effect cake decoration. Thanks for watching.